this was an ordinary fantasy football podcast. Think again.
Over the line!
It's the Over the Line Fantasy Football Podcast. We'll discuss players, updates, and breaking news around the league, with a little madness and fun thrown in for good measure.
So, alright. Why are you called Goodell?
Now let's go over the line with Alex, Sean, and Jinx.
Jinx with an X.
Over the line!
Yes!
Get it backwards.
Coming at you from the lake.
Yeah, we went out of
Over
order.
the Line Fantasy Football. What, you want to do take two, Muckin?
What?
You want to do take two?
No, keep going.
Good one.
This is like, it's 2 weeks. We were off. We gotta get back into it.
We gotta get back into the groove.
We wasted the good one on you.
Did you see how loud I was?
Alright, guys. I'm here with Muckin on the ones and twos. Pop, X, we're sitting Indian style. We got a lot to catch up on.
X got married.
X got married. Before anything, disclaimer. If you don't like what we're saying, go screw yourselves.
Yeah, goodbye.
Alright.
It's shorter every week. I love it.
Yeah, I think that should be our permanent
Cheap
disclaimer.
lawyer.
Cheap lawyer. I found the cheapest.
Better call Saul.
So,
What happened on the hiatus?
well, we're 2 weeks behind, I feel. We
That's
haven't
my
had a show in
fault.
A couple weeks. No, it's not your fault. We had a lot of shit going on. It's retrograde.
Hey, what conference called?
Retrograde.
It's total retrograde.
Yeah. Lots of things are changing.
Everything's changing. Everything's out of order. But it's
Just
okay.
Just like our beginning.
Just like our beginning. It's chaos.
It's always
One gets
chaos.
married, one loses a fiance.
Yeah. It's balance out
Boom!
the
All in
universe.
1 week.
Wow.
All in 3 days.
And a demon.
Not even 3 days.
Yeah, not even.
12 hours.
Fought a demon. I think
IPA, I'm allergic to
I think I
it.
lost, but I won at the same time.
Mm.
What do you think, X?
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Total victory?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm blocked.
Yeah, that's like, no, you know what it was? It's Carson Wentz going down.
Yo.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
Your Carson Wentz went down, you still won the Super Bowl.
It's like Elliott kicking the field goal, but
Right.
the phone went into the dance floor.
Right, yeah. I did not keep the phone.
Muckin, where'd you go?
I went to Reno, did a
And
road
called
trip out there.
911.
Almost.
I was about to. Oh God, that was interesting.
Retrograde,
What kind
man.
of demons did you see?
The kind you don't ever want to see. the ones that call you assholes.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
That's
bad.
right.
Elaborate, asshole?
It was bad. No, so it's
Why are you the asshole?
because
I'll
when
tell you who
people.
the asshole is.
when-
Rule number 7.
There is no Rule 7. It's been
There is a
vetoed.
rule 7.
Oh, we gotta update the rules later. But no, when people get belligerently drunk, they call you assholes.
Well, it sounds like they're the asshole.
We'll just leave it at that because I could go into a really long story with this, and we're not gonna have.
That. What about Gordon's suspension? Was he an asshole?
That's all the hiatus update? I am an asshole, I'm sorry.
So real quick, we're gonna go over the new rules we have
That's
here.
not a new rule. He's going to live
No,
here.
that's a new rule.
He's gonna live here.
Rule what's rule number?
He likes
What was
his
rule
rule.
number 5?
Oh,
Rule number 5.
No, we're not.
I don't remember any of the rules right now.
No.
Check the hockey schedule.
Oh yeah, the rule number 5 was check the hockey schedule. Rule number 6 was no more vacations for mucking with couples.
Just where I'm going.
Vacations.
He's like Charlie Day. He can't leave the state.
No, I have to stay here to make sure everything stays.
Right.
3-way vacation. I need you for the other shoulder.
A vacay a trois.
And rule number 7: no dogs.
No, that's
Oh,
vetoed.
okay.
President can't be vetoes the no dogs rule because
Nobody voted you in
he's
the
the
office.
cutest. Yo, double commission. I get presidency.
He does fit the show. His name is Lambo.
Lambo, and he is.
He's a
just
mini
pure
horse.
hate.
He's not even
horse.
a dog. He's a mini horse.
He is
He's not
huge.
happy about it.
He just wants to keep walking in and out
He wants
of
to
the
be part of the
show.
show.
All right.
All right,
long as
so
he
we're
doesn't-
in
as long as he
retrograde, so
doesn't-
everybody watch out. Retrograde's till the 16th.
As long as he doesn't pull cords out, he's okay.
He's getting close. All right, what's up with Gordon's suspension pop-up? Let's have it.
I'm not shocked.
You're not shocked? What's going on? Let him know.
Not shocked, Gordon.
Well, what's happening? What is he suspended for?
He didn't show up on time.
Yeah, for a quarter, right?
Well, he spent it for a quarter.
Yeah.
He just can't show up on time.
Tardy?
And that's a big thing.
You think so?
And he needs to stop to get another white owl.
Yeah, white owl. If you think he says white owls, that's trash. At least give him games.
Told you can get it easier in New England.
So yeah, but now New England's shopping all kinds of receivers. There's a report tonight. It's Monday night, the 29th. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Trade? Are we talking trade
29th, yeah.
Yeah, trade deadline's tomorrow, October 30th, 4 p.m., and there's a whole bunch of reports of the Patriots eyeing up Golden Tate and Demaryius Thomas. What do you guys think about that?
There's still a rumor of them getting Bell, too.
Look at that.
Well, I actually traded Demaryius Thomas.
Away or for?
4. I took it Callaway.
That's pretty good. Well, so if they land one of those receivers, you think that's it for Gordon?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it's got
they have no problem scoring people.
No, yeah, they don't. But do you think that's it for him in general?
Yeah, because Belichick has no problem getting rid of people who have that kind of attitude.
I mean, for the
And
NFL.
if he's
For the NFL, you think anybody else signs him if they cut him?
Gordon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think he'll get another chance. He's too much of a good talent.
Bring
he's
him
a
to
great
Philly.
talent.
I love it.
Yeah,
Bring him to
whatever.
Philly.
Yeah.
Do you think it's the Michael Vick? Like, he's going to fix him? Philadelphia?
Who? Peterson?
Yeah.
Peterson's Andy Reid?
No, I don't see it happening.
Talking to
It might. I mean, I don't know. I think I
There we
wouldn't
go.
mind.
Guess what we're talking about?
I wouldn't
Birds.
mind the Gordon. I wouldn't mind the Gordon situation in Philly.
We could talk about the Giants.
Boycott.
We don't have to on a boy.
They have just as many. They have just as many wins as Brian.
Oh! Muckins Media!
We need a button for that.
We're gonna make one.
Buttons.
We're gonna make one.
We're going to get some sound drops
We're
soon.
getting buttons made.
Maybe 27 of them.
We're moving on up.
Trying.
We're gonna move into the 21st century with this podcast.
Good luck. You're dealing with us, Muckins.
I just want to bring out a shout out. Someone brought up a fantasy podcast, First and
the
Tens,
Rivals.
a female podcast. And I think we sound just as good as them. So there's a shout out.
Yeah.
No.
They have more drama than we do, but I
Yeah.
think they do pretty good.
More drama? We're pretty drama.
I
If we look at like phone bills, I bet ours are a lot higher than theirs.
honestly respect the fact that they...
I'm trying.
Well, not just that they suspended Gurley for the whole year. That is insane.
That is- yeah, I mean,
That's some good rules.
I like it. Though.
Yeah,
They're
you
ferocious.
prove a point.
It's drastic.
Just, I need you guys just to check it out.
What?
It's a little cool listen.
I have a couple appreciations. I mean, no, I want to
Keep
throw a
coming
shout
back.
out.
It works if you work it.
Yeah, Mike Bukowski, he listens every week. My cousin Phil, he listens every week. We actually have 150 listens over the past month, and this is like our 8th, 9th episode,
Something
So-
like that. That's amazing to me. I did not think this was
Yeah,
going to take
so-
off as fast as it
Yeah,
did.
we definitely appreciate the people that listen every
Yes,
week.
thank you very much.
If you like the show, follow us on Twitter, Over the Line FFB, and give us some feedback. Let us know if we suck. Let us know if we rock. And
Where's
yeah,
our
we'll probably bust
furthest,
your balls back.
furthest listener? Where are they from?
I said
LA.
Nebraska. I said
LA.
LA.
I was about to
Yeah,
say
we're
there was a
in
California
LA.
listener. Yeah,
We think we know who it is.
It's probably
That's
LeBron.
possible.
If
It
he's
was LeBron.
listening.
It was LeBron.
It was LeBron. Probably.
I think it is.
Yo, he needs help on his dynasty league.
hey, he wanted to play in the NFL.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Tight
He
end.
played
I'm
with
tight end. I'll
Sims,
sign
yeah.
him.
Yeah, I know you
No
will,
one else
Mr.
we
Tight
get
End.
listens in Ohio.
Cleveland down.
Go back to Cleveland.
But Nebraska, shout out.
Shout out Nebraska, whoever the hell you are. All right, Muckins Media, who you got for us?
All right, I'm going to start
I like
off on
football.
I'm going to start off on a topic that might get me a
Huskers.
little heated, so you guys might have to keep me in check on this.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with Vontez Berfect. So there was an article.
The
What'd you say?
linebacker from the
Vontez
Bengals. Wait,
Berfect.
teaching moment.
We
Pop up,
don't
Vontez
play
Berfect is
defense.
Oh, that's right. Well, this is the
middle
NFL
linebacker
segment.
from the Bengals.
This is the NFL segment of our show.
People's faces?
Yes. He's
All right,
Yeah.
I know who he is.
Yeah, the linebacker for the Bengals that keeps getting suspended. So, Vontez Berfect, I read an article recently. This is not the first time that he's done anything like this. He's been doing this his whole career back into high school.
Yo, does he have Tourette's?
Bam!
Incontrollable twitch.
Bam!
I don't know what he has, but it's going to get him kicked out of the league, and I think it should get him kicked out of the league.
I see red.
I want you guys to take a guess how much money he's had to forfeit.
I know the answer.
You know the answer because I told you earlier. How much money he's had to forfeit based on suspensions and just like penalties that he's gotten.
One hit. Is it millions?
It's millions. It's in the millions.
So if he guesses over and I guess 1, do I win?
What,
Like the Price is Right.
Is it slap bet? Oh.
I'll take it.
Oh! What's that?
All right. So what's the
Can't
rules
you
of this?
slap bet?
If he goes over,
If he goes over.
If he goes over, he loses.
no, I'm not
Just
taking
take the
it.
beer.
No way, he can just say $1 million and it'd be over. Boom, done. Slaps me.
Well, I mean, they do
It's
that.
underestimate.
You know what I was gonna say? 2 million.
I saw in his eyes. He was looking right through me in the wall.
All right, no slap bet.
Smart
What
move.
is it, Muckin?
Smart move.
These guys are lame.
Smart bet. He's lost a little over $4 million because of suspensions and just penalties from the league.
He's a jerk.
He's a jerk, and it's not just this. So, that I read based on he did something in high school. He went after a quarterback's knees when he was in high school. He was going to go sack him, and I saw the video. He pretty much dove for the guy's knees, so he was trying to injure him. In college, he got 3 personal fouls in one game, and in his college career, he had 22 in 37 games.
Wow.
I think they wrote Happy Gilmore after this guy.
That would be a good sequel. Just have Vontez Berfect play the for a little over $4 million based on for suspensions and fines. And the NFL hasn't suspended this guy for what he did with Antonio Brown and the Steelers in, what was that, week 6 or whatever. They're trying to do this.
Oh, wow.
Everything is getting like, we're going to make sure the players are safe or whatever, the whole concussion thing. But this guy's going out and giving people concussions all the time.
Like, I mean, honestly...
He needs to be kicked out of the league, especially if he does it again.
That's his job. That's his job, is to hit people. I mean, and I
not in life-threatening ways, though.
Not in life, but like you're saying, he's going for somebody's knees. You know, maybe he thought he was going to hit him in the helmet. He was going to get flagged.
Or the head.
Right.
He's constantly been going for people's heads.
Can I ask one thing?
Yes.
How's his voice coming through that thing?
It's actually been pretty good so far.
Oh, look at me.
Good job. You're holding the mic in the right spot.
Yo.
Derailed.
Over the
Maybe
line.
he's going, but Alex, really?
What?
Maybe he's going for the helmet and he hit the knees.
Oh, no, not that.
Come on.
Like, yes.
6'5"
like,
quarterback.
Yeah. No,
going for the helmet.
He's lost
maybe he's got a
$4 million.
How much has he made?
How much money has he made? He got like a over double-digit millions signing bonus.
I guess what
he makes he's a good player. Like, he has talent.
It's football. Like, you can't just keep, just dancing around it and stuff like that. Like, it's a sport where you hit people. No, it's a sport where you hit people. And if he's hitting people wrong, he's getting fined for that. He's obviously lost a lot of money, but he's good at what he does. I mean, is he a nasty player? But look at Ndamukong Suh. Look at it. He's stepping on people's throats, stepping on people's hands, doing whatever the hell
but this guy's a lot worse than Ndamukong Suh.
I mean, towards what? I mean, that's just opinion.
Constantly
really.
hitting people in the head, like not once, multiple times. And like I said, it's not like he's trying to move away from it. He's been doing it his whole life. 22 personal fouls in 37 games in college.
I think it's football.
I like it. He's a goon.
Yeah,
I'm a hockey guy, man.
Yeah.
I'm a hockey guy too, but not when you're intentionally trying to injure people, which I think is what he's trying to do.
Yo, how many people tried to intentionally hurt Gretzky? Gotta catch me
Everybody.
first.
What was his name from?
Bobby Probert.
No.
That was the '90s, baby.
But my point is, if you're the NFL and you're trying to get rid of this sort of play, then why hasn't he been suspended more often than what he already has been?
Well, because, I mean, players like that are going to play the line. You know, they're going to have good games, and they're going to try to be good, and then they're going to have hits randomly where they get all pissed off. But, yeah, I mean,
it's a hot-button issue.
I definitely can see where your point is, but in my personal opinion, I think it's football. So you got to be tough. Anything pop up?
No, I'm anything to say.
All right, cool. What's that next one?
All right, well, we've had our first...
Moving on.
Moving on. We've had our first head coach firing of the year.
Yep.
Hugh Jackson from the Cleveland Browns, and not only the head coach, but they also got rid of the offensive coordinator.
I'm just happy he got a win before he got fired.
Because Baker Mayfield and him apparently didn't get together. Now, all right, so there's going to be a lot of speculation on what happened with Baker Mayfield and the offensive coordinator, whatever. But I think Hugh Jackson firing him was the wrong move, in my personal opinion. The team was finally going in the right direction. They weren't winning all their games, but they were in every single game they were in. They tied with the Steelers. They beat a couple good teams. I mean, they were finally going towards the right way, and just because they got killed by the Steelers, they fire him. I mean, it seems like whenever Cleveland finally has something going good, they get rid of that situation, or they miss on the situation, like they missed drafting Carson Wentz, they missed drafting Deshaun Watson. So what's your guys' take on this?
I think they got embarrassed from Hard Knocks. That's what I think.
That's an interesting... Yeah, that's...
It was a huge embarrassment for what they portrayed to the world.
It's the Browns. It's not the coaching. It's not the players. They've had some pretty good players go through this organization.
And they finally drafted some good players.
Right, it's upper management. Chubb's starting to show some flashes. They didn't.
Mayfield's played pretty good.
Yeah, Mayfield's been okay. Callaway, they have a good young core. They're not giving it a chance, and now they got to start all over with a new system and a new coordinator,
and that's just going to hurt Mayfield because he started learning one system. Now he's just going to have to learn another.
I say bring Parcells back.
I think the Browns did the right thing.
Idiot.
All right, so,
Parcells, where's the paper now?
Okay, so interesting. You say Parcells. Do you think Coughlin would ever come back to a coaching situation?
No.
Nah, I don't think so either. I was just throwing it out there.
but no, I think the Browns. Look at Hugh Jackson's record over the past 3 years. He's 3-28-1, or
yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
It's not good, but
it's the Browns, and they were starting to win this year.
I think I'm just thinking about it. Jim Harbaugh comes back.
Right.
Nah, he's staying in Michigan.
So here's the problem. Here's why Hugh Jackson got fired.
They're
Hugh
doing good this year.
Jackson has not, and we saw in Hard Knocks, like Pop said, Hugh Jackson has not handled this Browns team the way he should have. He said he was making all the calls and he was making all the decisions, and then he's going to sit there and he's going to bench his rookie quarterback when he's clearly better than the guy you have starting ahead of him, just strictly because he's a rookie. And then you're going to sit there and you're going to throw your offensive coordinator under the bus when you're losing to a team who you should have beat in week 1, and then James Conner comes out the exact same way they beat you before, and Hugh Jackson, you can't sit there and say, this is my call, and then throw your offensive coordinator on the bus. If you're saying this is my call and it's your team, then you need to take ownership over it, and that's why he got fired. Todd Haley got fired because they saw that he couldn't do anything on offense. Look at their 1 and 2 receivers, Callaway and Landry. They're getting all these targets. I think they have 30 or 40 targets over the past, 4 or 5 games, and they're looking at 50-60% completion percentages. That is terrible when you have the number 1 overall quarterback. You have, hopefully, the sleeper of the year in fantasy for a receiver, and you have a multiple-time Pro Bowler as your starting receiver, another first-round draft pick at tight end, a great line. The whole organization has to reset. They have to rebuild. They have to start going in the way that Dorsey's trying to take them, because right now the coaches and the GM weren't on the same page, where the coaches are starting Carlos Hyde, and then they're going to go trade Carlos Hyde away because the GM thinks that their second-round draft pick is better. I mean, if you're not on the same page with the coach and you see that your GM is doing better than your coach, then you have to make a decision. You have to make a call, and they're going to take a hit for the rest of the season so they can continue to build and they can start off the right way next year.
Well, people have been saying the GM was the problem for a while.
John Dorsey's a great GM. I mean, look at what Dorsey did in New York. Look what Dorsey did in...
Pop Space says otherwise.
Dorsey took you guys to the Super Bowl.
Who?
John Dorsey. That was your GM when you went to the Super Bowls.
No, he wasn't.
Are you sure?
Yeah, 100% positive.
Who was your GM when you went
I
to the
feel
Super
like
Bowls?
rule number 8's coming into play.
Less than 40
No
milligrams.
You're so wrong.
All right, Google it. All right, on to the next thing, Muckin.
Trade deadline.
Trade deadline.
Trade deadline's coming up soon
Jim
this
Reese
week.
or whatever his name was.
Trade deadline.
All right, Pop-Pop's going to look that up.
He left the car running.
And he didn't put the pressure cooker on.
Yeah.
Bad day.
No, trade deadline. Do you guys see anybody besides Le'Veon Bell, because we know he's going to get moved somewhere? Do you see anybody else within like a decently good player getting moved?
I mean, only like the receivers that we brought up earlier because they're looking to get big.
Jerry Reese.
It was Jerry Reese.
Yes, you're both.
Was Dorsey the GM for the Panthers?
Yeah.
That's who it was?
Yeah.
When they went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's where I got confused.
I don't know why you got confused with that.
Deshaun Jackson. He's going to go somewhere.
There's some
He's
names.
pissed off.
Yeah, Deshaun Jackson might go
Just
somewhere.
slap that
I
guy.
was.
Anybody from like these teams like Buffalo, these like,
McCoy's staying, but yeah, like they need to. I mean, they're gonna hold on to their pieces, but
any bold predictions on who's going to make out? Patriots. Patriots going to get another receiver.
no,
Demaryius Thomas.
they don't want to give up a third-round pick for Demaryius Thomas.
Yeah, the Patriots like their draft picks too much.
But they might get a. The Broncos might get a compensatory pick.
That's
I can't
great.
say that word. That's higher than what the Patriots will give them, so they might as well just let them go to free agency.
Got it.
Do you guys see Eli Manning going anywhere?
What's that?
Sorry, what?
Do you guys see
Eli?
Eli Manning going anywhere?
No, Eli's
No.
done. Eli's
Nobody
done.
wants him.
Yeah.
All right,
Who needs a quarterback
I
that
was like,
bad?
please.
There was speculation earlier in the year, so I mean, just wondering if you guys think he will go anywhere. I don't think he's going to go anywhere,
Well, with
but
all the moves the Browns are making, maybe. We'll give you a first for Eli.
Wow.
we'll give you Baker Mayfield for Eli.
Yeah, right.
With the way the Browns have been,
I take Johnny Manziel right now.
ooh, I wouldn't.
Put
I'd
him on
rather-
your team?
Yo, Colin
Trade
Kaepernick.
him for Eli.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, we'll see.
Eli's going to be
It's all
playing in the
gonna come down-
Canadian Football League.
He's got
Wait,
so
no,
much
he's 16.
pride. Good job, Eli. Thank you for the tip.
All right. Anything else, Muckin?
One more topic for Muckins Media, and then we got to get going on this. Real quick topic. For the first time in the Super Bowl era, the NFL fired a referee. They fired.
What
It was
do?
he missed a
A
false
false
start call in the Chargers game, and it led to a touchdown. This is the first time that the NFL has ever fired a referee. I think it's the NFL reacting to everybody complaining about how horrible the refs have been this year and last year, and this guy just happened to be the scapegoat. He got the short straw.
I think it's great. I think they need to make an example.
They definitely need to do something. They need to have a better grading system,
Accountability.
or they need to have better accountability.
50-year-old men running in the field with 20-year-olds. They're doing the best they can.
No, they're not.
No, they're not. This is the problem.
This
This is the problem with the NFL refs
I
right
believe
now.
in a referee association.
That's terrible.
With all of the penalties that they have going right now, they're calling the penalties so that they don't get things wrong. They're making too many calls, and it's affecting the game because they're making a lot of wrong calls. I mean, I don't want to. I try not to bring up the Eagles all the time, but there was a penalty in the NFL, and a whole bunch of writers have already written about it. There was a call in the Eagles game towards the end of the game where an Eagles defender hit Blake Bortles, and they said he hit him in the helmet, and you can clearly see on the replay he hit him on the shoulder, not anywhere near the helmet.
Right.
And they're calling penalties so that they're not going to be reprimanded later for people hitting people in the head, and they're not and they miss calling
I'm
it.
a Packers fan. Look at Clay Matthews the first 3 weeks and how that was like losing us games.
Rule 7. Rule 7. Rule 7.
Hi, Bobo. Yeah, the refs suck, so they need to get fired if they suck.
All right, so
Yeah.
Lambo has a better mic presence than you do.
all right, so he got fired for not making a call.
Yes.
Like the problems that we're having are the calls that
They're making too many calls.
Right. So he got fired for not making a call.
I think
Like,
we just did the shake of the
okay,
boots.
so Like, are they going to fire the next referee that doesn't call a holding or a pass interference?
Hopefully. Fire 'em
Why?
all. Because they
you're
saw-
bitter. You're bitter. You're bitter.
I am
Stop.
bitter.
Let's go Rams!
Oh, start with the Rams and Ty Montgomery and Mike
Fresh
McCarthy.
wounds.
I didn't want to do a rant. I'm not going to do a
Nah,
rant.
do it. Do
Wait,
it.
Do a
wait.
rant?
Pop-Pop's ready for it.
Dude, I mean, as
Guess where
Campy's rant on 40 milligrams. Campy's rant. Alright, so watching, I had to work last night. Watching the Packers games and sitting to it, hearing how they're up, hearing how well they're doing. It's amazing. To see
Who'd
the
you hear,
Packers.
who'd you hear that from?
I was listening to Sirius XM.
Okay.
Yeah. Just listening to the game, and then we get to it, we're down by 2. First of all, my issue is Mike McCarthy and whoever the hell called that draw play in the end zone when we got the safety. The Rams have the 2 best defensive tackles in the game, and you're going to call a running play when you're on your 1 yard line. Throw a quick slant, get out of that pressure. And then Ty Montgomery gets pulled the possession before. He's having a temper tantrum. Put him back there and tell him to take a knee. What kind of coaching is that? If your player's being a bitch, then fucking pull him. Because he sucks. Seriously, we're playing the best team in the league right now. We have an opportunity to we have the best quarterback in the NFL. Put the ball in his hands. You fumble at the 15-yard line, and then we don't get a chance to win. You just let Gurley take up the left sideline. I know, Lambo. It's bullshit. McCarthy deserves to be fired. Get rid of him this season.
Man.
Seriously, this is the same thing as 3 years ago with fucking Boston
Is
missing the
that-
onside kick.
Is that a similar?
Hey, we're not talking about the
Is that a sentiment in Green Bay? Like, are they
Yes,
sick of
needs
McCarthy?
to be gone.
Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know
Dude,
that.
how do we have the best?
You want a new stadium, too?
No. How do we have the best quarterback in the league? We have been to 3 or 4 NFC championships, 1 Super Bowl. How is that possible?
Andy Reid.
Michael McCarthy.
It's bullshit. And then look what happens with the Eagles. They get rid of Andy Reid. They go get Doug Pearson. They win a Super Bowl. It's like, yeah, if the coach can't coach there, then they need to be gone. I don't care what he's done there, but it's obvious that he can't lead the team in a way he needs to. He can't put his best players in the best situation to be successful, to win the games, so he needs to be gone. That's the Campy rant.
Huh.
Thank you.
Interesting.
Very good.
Slap bet update.
We need to move on.
Are we doing the secret slap?
I guess so.
All right, week 4.
It's not really a secret anymore.
I still wonder if we need to check, but I mean, it's up to you.
Next week.
We'll give you the secret slap update next week. Muckin versus Jinx. AJ Green right now is wide receiver 15.
Damn it.
Wow.
Muckin's getting slapped. B-Man versus Pop
He'll
Pop.
still get injured. I'm not worried yet.
It's gonna get signed.
Alex versus Pop Pop. Charles Clay, 16 receptions, playing tonight. Might double it.
Might double it.
At least 50%.
Oh, man.
Angry Tom is totally
Well, they're playing the
getting-
Patriots, so they'll probably be down 30 points by halftime.
Right. Angry Tom's totally getting slapped. I don't see him winning another game.
Told you.
At 2 games, I'm fine. I'm not getting slapped.
Well,
I think you went smack him.
No, it's Angry Tom.
No,
We
can't
agreed
go
on
back.
it. Yeah.
Lamar Miller.
All right, and Muckin versus Pop Pop. Anybody wins NFC East but the Eagles. Currently, Pop Pop's winning because Redskins are in first place.
I still have
But
Here-
the Redskins
utmost confidence that the Eagles are going to win this division.
here's the thing, though. Redskins have the easiest schedule.
They
from
do.
Here on
From
out.
here on out, the Redskins have the easiest
There's some
schedule.
According to
Bad,
the
though.
win percentage right now?
According to the win
Redskins-
percentage of all the teams in the league right now, I think it's something like 389 winning percentage or
I'm gonna
something like
slap
that.
him.
What were you guys? Were you guys both listening to WPHI on the way up here?
No, it was not.
Slap.
They had they had a little graphic at the bottom of the Eagles game on Sunday.
That's all the slaps. Over the line review. Over the line league review. We got Angry Tom versus Critties, and Critties has just destroyed him this week. Godfather versus Jerry Bomb.
Hey, Lambo.
Bomb explodes. He gets destroyed. Godfather has like 240 on him. Pip's rolling against Scuba Steve. He's on like 6-2 right now. He's rolling with Gurley and Thielen. I might lose on my bye week.
Oh.
Bye week Jake.
No, bye week Jake became relevant when he traded with Pop-Pop.
Yeah, I think so. I'm down like
Whoops.
173 to 130, but I have Brady, White, and Edelman tonight.
I understand he's your brother-in-law. Don't give him players.
I was helping him.
Pop versus Hollywood. Pop is still relevant. He wins that game. And Jinx versus LT. X is at 500.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
That's quick over the line update. Message to the minors. If your team sucks, start trading for draft picks.
Build.
Yeah, build your team for the future. If you didn't do a good job, you don't know what you're doing, just trade them away and see what you get for them. But draft picks are the way to go. Just trying to help you guys out. If you don't listen to the show, then you suck.
Yeah, if you're not vested, we're going to give your team
Yeah, we're going to give your team to Muckin. We already got somebody in the waiting line. Muckin's ready to be in there. So you better vest, you better trade for draft picks, and you better not sleep through the frickin' draft next year or else you're gone.
Yeah.
It wasn't by week, Jake.
What are the potential prospects for next year's draft? Is it supposed to be a good draft? Does anybody really know yet? I haven't
really paid attention.
I haven't paid attention to college.
There's a lot. There's a
year.
few good quarterbacks. Like a solid 5 quarterbacks. I really like.
Is there like a Jared Goff or a Carson Wentz?
Yeah. Well, they have the kid from West Virginia, Will Greer, who's really good. Then they have the kid from Oregon, Huber, and he's really good. He's
I have at least heard of him.
I really like Bryce Love from Stanford. I think he's like kind of like a little wily back, kind of more like a Dalvin Cook. He can catch, run the ball, and he was front runner for the Heisman last year. So I had my eye on him when it comes to next year. And there's a couple of really good receivers. I mean, I think it'll be a good draft. I mean, of course, it gets more hyped up after the offseason.
Exactly, because then you learn what like juniors are coming out, and you kind of figure out like what's going on. Exactly. Then you have the combine, and yeah. So it's really early to talk about. I was just curious.
The kid I'm waiting for, who's actually not going to be eligible this year, is the kid from Bama, the quarterback.
Oh yeah,
dude, that kid. Honestly, Dynasty,
the guy who was
double quarterback.
He went into the championship game. Yeah, as a freshman. Yeah.
Like I'll draft him in the first round. Like I think he's just.
Is he continuing his?
Yeah, dude, he's a monster. Like the team's undefeated. Like this is the first time in a very long time that Bama's had a very good passing attack.
Offense. Yeah. Yeah, they've always relied on their defense and running. Yeah.
Right. But they just throw the ball in there. Awesome. Pop. That might be rule 7. Week 8
when you get attacked by a bear.
All right, you ready for this pop-up? You ready for the update?
Yep.
Yeah. Who helped you the most this week?
Fitz is back.
Fitz is back. You see his spike?
No, I didn't see any. I wasn't able to watch football. I had to work this weekend.
I worked this
weekend. It was
weekend.
tough. But pulling it off.
Pulling one off.
He has a shirt on, don't worry.
And his
pants.
All my teams won this week.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yep.
Bam!
Yeah, but didn't Muckin take one of your teams?
I want him to be part of this and really feel the connection. So he has now one of my teams.
So I actually have a fantasy football team.
Yeah. I'm a real boy.
I'm part of a fantasy football podcast, but I didn't have a fantasy football team to call my own this year.
So co-owners.
All right, who helped you the most this week? X.
This week, I'm going for the year. I'm not even talking about this week.
Yeah,
but
cool.
Gurley and Barkley.
Yeah.
They are like,
beasts.
Barkley.
Well, Barkley is the only good thing the Giants have going for them right now.
Honestly, like without a line, Barkley, he might run the ball 20 times a game, but it's the catching out of the backfield.
So that's the only thing that worries me. And he's not shooting anything on the ground. He's getting like 30 yards rushing a game, except for if he busts up the big one.
But it's the line. Like right. they have no line. Like you can see it because Eli gets hit 45 times a game.
Didn't their coach come out call their offensive line out this week?
Yeah, Swiss cheese. Boom.
You know what I saw the other day? I saw somebody wearing a Jason Kelce jersey.
Good for him.
Do you think?
Well, that speech during the.
Yeah.
Do you think Jason Kelce has the most sold jerseys for an offensive lineman in the NFL?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Offensive lineman? I mean, how many other?
No, Anthony Munoz.
Who the
hell
is that?
Whoa.
Oh,
we flashing back to the 80s?
No. Who are you talking about?
The Bengals. Anthony Munoz.
Well, here's the thing.
Just because Pitt wears it doesn't mean he's
The only people wearing offensive lineman jerseys are people from who support that team.
Oh, I thought you were going to say bigger.
Yeah. Can I tell you who's in number 2 most bought? offensive lineman jersey is, though? Eric Flowers. Burning purposes only.
Oh, you lost him.
I thought he got signed again.
What, Eric Flowers?
Yeah, I think so.
I'll have to look that up. I'll have to see if
he's protecting Johnny Manziel.
I want to look up who the number one selling offensive lineman jersey is.
I bet you it's Jason Kelsey.
And we'll put that in for next week's
after
show.
that speech, I bet you it's Jason Kelsey.
Who really cares? Okay.
Obviously, Muckin cares.
He's alive!
Papa, you don't seem to care about anything tonight. Alright, the players that have helped me the most, and it was really...
This episode is going to be called Pop Pop Doesn't Care.
Yeah.
We need a jingle for the pop up.
When you don't care.
Oh, I'll just take a segment out of the show where he says, I don't care.
Alright, who helped me the most this week is Deshaun Watson, Chris Carson. I traded for Deshaun Watson a few weeks ago, and he had a big game this week.
So talk to me about Chris Carson, because isn't he on your goddamn bench? How the hell do you
I started him in over the line league, and he had a big 30-point game.
Right, fine.
Minors.
No, I started him in the
Vegas.
minors, yeah. I mean, Chris Carson, I thought at the beginning last year, I didn't think he was going to be good. But seeing Rashad Penny not really do anything, seeing them run the dual backfield with Mike Davis, I think he's a player to have. I think he's really underappreciated. I think he's undervalued. I think, he's going to continue to get 100-yard games, and he's going to be a good flex to RB2 run option.
I'm just glad he's not on my team.
Why?
Not interested in him. I don't trust Seattle.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Nah, I said the same thing, but you know what?
He's worth it.
Pete Carroll's, he invested in
It's
him.
Brian Schottenheimer. It's their new offensive coordinator. They're throwing the ball 23 times a game and running it 30 times a game. That's just what they do now. Who are some players you are banking on for the season, this week, rest of the year?
I'll give you one for the rest of the year.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I think he's been playing better, Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz?
He's had a couple pretty good games now. I criticize, not so much him, but just like the Eagles as a whole were doing bad, but he's had at least like 2 or 3 touchdowns the past couple of weeks. He's been doing good.
The only thing that worries me about Wentz is
injury, because he keeps getting hit.
not injury.
They're lying.
This week when I was watching the game, honestly, the one play was that pick he threw to freaking Jalen Ramsey.
Oh, that was awful.
He was
yeah.
in double coverage. He was trying to make something happen. He was way too aggressive. And, being a quarterback, being a team like the Eagles that are going to be playing a lot of big games, that are going to be fighting for the playoffs, if he does that at the wrong time, that's a loss.
But that's the thing. That was uncharacteristic for Wentz. And he had a couple bad throws in that game, but for the most part throughout the season, he hasn't done that. I think that was just
it's Jalen Ramsey being Jalen Ramsey in the first place.
Yeah.
He completely swiped across the field, but...
I'm not worried about that with Wentz.
I'm banking on Aaron Rodgers to be healthy the rest of the year.
No, he'll be fine.
I know. I'm happy.
I have Aaron Rodgers. I want him to be healthy for the rest of the year, basically.
And the other thing I'm really banking on is Fournette coming back for the playoff
Yes! Come back. November 10th. I need you.
run. Come back for the playoff run.
Take
Trade
the
for
minor
him,
run.
get him, put him in there.
I mean, he's a good back. As long as he's healthy and he shows up for team photos, he'll be there.
The minors, I have Fournette, James White, and Mark Ingram. And Chris Carson. I'll be set if he comes back and he's good.
That's a dog.
All right,
Number 7, all votes
so
allowed.
players I'm banking on, I just traded for Ertz, my second tight end.
Yeah.
So,
So hold on, yeah.
strategy.
What's the
Wait a minute,
strategy behind that?
So listen,
Weren't you making fun of
He gave
Jack
up
with that
Landry,
strategy?
a
Whoa,
first.
Whoa, weren't you making fun of
Oh,
Jack?
man.
The top 2 tight ends in the league.
Ron.
Here we go. Top 2 tight ends in the league, right? Look at both of them. They haven't gone under 20 this year. All right, except for Kelsey's week 1 performance that was 3 points. So, what my strategy is have a flex player that's going to give me 20 no matter what every week.
But that's not true. Just because they've been doing it for the first half of the year doesn't mean they're going to do it for the second half of the year.
Okay, so after 8 games they just say, fuck it.
Sometimes.
Okay.
It's fantasy
I don't
football.
know.
It's just
So here's the thing. That's not gonna-
favorite target for our quarterback Carson Wentz.
I was just about to say, Ertz is not going to drop off. He's on record to have over 100 targets this year. Or over 100 receptions.
But
Ertz is not going to drop
What you gave
off.
up for Ertz is too much.
Landry,
Yes!
who has 25 points and then 3 and then 3 and then 3 and then 3 and then 25 points and then 3 and then 3 and then 3.
And the
So
first,
inconsistency.
And Coleman.
It's a lot.
And Ebron. Like,
A first-round pick.
You could put Ebron in that flex. Ebron is having just, like,
No,
slightly
it's not.
worse of a year than Hurts.
Slightly worse.
But what you gave up, it wasn't worth it.
Yeah, it was.
You'll find out.
Here's my thing with the
I put a lot
trade.
of marbles into it, and I want
Wait, no, you gotta keep
to.
asking.
I want to be the first two-time winner.
Here's the thing. It's just unconventional to have two tight ends of that caliber having one flexed the entire time. You don't usually flex a tight end.
I mean, you can if you, but yeah. It's just,
I mean, if they're having that good
It's
of a year and they
strategy.
continue to do it, it'll work out for him. It's just
Jack about it.
He has.
It's just
one
unconventional.
tight ends. One tight ends.
if you're gonna do it,
How
in Jinx's
are his
defense,
quarterbacks doing? How's Derek Carr doing?
in Jinx's
He
defense,
traded him.
I'll say this:
Somebody
he did it with the two best tight ends in the
league.
league. He did it with the two best tight ends in the league. In Jinx's defense,
Yeah, but the Patriots did that, and we'll see how that turned out.
Yeah, somebody home.
Yeah. I mean, Kelsey Hurts.
Who are you banking on?
Me? For
James
tonight,
White.
I'm ranking on Brady and Edelman. With Gordon being out, I need them to have a big game and James White to not have a big game.
Would love James White to have a big
I know
game.
you
He's my
would,
other
'cause,
banking
yeah.
on.
And I'm banking on for the rest of the year. I'm putting all my eggs in the basket. But I'm going on Jared Cook. He's been disappointing for the past 10 years. He's been good this year. But I think with them trading away Amari Cooper, this week he had a big game, and that's going to be my tight end one. I went from Gronk to Jared Cook.
You could trade him for your first round, which will probably be the number 2 pick in next year's draft.
You guys got anything else?
Nope.
No? Dynasty review. LT
this is the segment where I don't talk.
LT's playing B-Man, and B-Man's team sucks. B-Man, just keep your team
He
together.
might hit 100 points.
Just keep your team together.
I don't think so.
Don't freak out. Just keep going. Pip beat the champ.
Don't trade.
Pip beat the champ. What do you guys
Unless
think about
Brady
that?
breaks an arm.
Wait, the champ lost again?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's
50-50.
probably
To 50-50.
pissed.
Hey, his 50-50 showed up.
Yo, the top 50 came in.
I'm gonna hear that on. Oh man.
Hollywood is destroying
Guess who's
Godfather,
the
not
first place champ?
unless Godfather has or unless Gronk has like a 40-point game. Hollywood wins. Pop versus Angry Tom. Angry Tom's team is just terrible. He has all these first-round draft
Says
picks.
it all.
Yep. And me versus Jinx. Jinx, how's that game going?
I need 30.
0.5 from James White.
And then
James
he
White.
has first place.
It's doable. And then who has first place?
Me.
Kevin.
James
he wins. Yeah.
And then what if I win? You would have first place.
Da-da.
But you'd be alone at the top, right?
Alone.
You're still looking
And
up.
that's all of us, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. All right, Top Up's terrible
Well, no, it
predictions.
wouldn't be all of us. Because, right? What,
I'd be 5-3.
oh, so Fred. Yep.
Yep. You'd be me and Fred.
My predictions?
Your terrible predictions.
I saw them. They're idiots.
B-Man beats Jink with an X this week.
Wow, you took it to week
Next week.
9.
Yeah.
I got a lot of people on bye, but I got two good tight ends.
B-Man, you got this.
Come on,
Wait,
man, you can
got
do
this.
it.
Eagles are on a bye this week.
Oh yeah, I'm still fine. I
Oh, no.
I looked at it beforehand.
Yeah.
Is gonna
Let's
take
go, B-Man.
Take him in the...
I got Barkley on a
B-Man.
bye, and I got Ertz on a bye.
Oof.
Yeah, but Ebron was on a bye too, so they traded bye for bye.
Bye for bye.
All right, let's talk about the unpredictable.
I'm going with Derek Anderson. Screw it. The Bills don't got nothing.
I got the 2 wideouts.
All right. Well, Derek. Well, here's the thing. New England has the number 19 pass defense.
I got
Their
Benjamin
pass
catching
defense is
some
not
balls
great.
and Clay. Just
Clay?
to give me some more.
Yeah, just to get you up, not slapped.
I'm going
All right, so
6.
how many catches did
6
Clay
now.
have this?
6.
6.
Six?
So he's up to 22.
Yep. On 6 this week.
How many does he have for the year? 13?
16.
16? And
Wanna
he's
slap
on
bet
6.
No, I'm not slap that.
I'll slap that.
I'm predicting it. I'm
I'll slap bet 6.
predicting. No.
Under 6.
I can't do it.
4.
Ooh. 4. I'm in.
4 and under is me.
Write it
You
down,
get 5.
Muffin.
You get 5 and
No,
over.
it's 4. 4.
It has to be 4.
No, if it's on 4, Tom gets slapped.
Fair.
Alright, let's do it.
We're talking angry time.
Yeah, we're talking angry Tom gets slapped if it's at
That's
4.
to be careful.
Yeah.
Hollywood.
We might just see a Tom and feel like slapping
The
you.
first time I
You
see
can't
it.
slap that hair. Do not slap that hair.
Yo, it has so much mousse in it, it'll be fine.
First time I see it.
First time I see is getting slapped.
I hope you run into a random guy.
I might see them all at once.
Alright, X, who's your unpredictable stars for Monday Night Football?
Josh Gordon is playing for his job. 100 yards, 2 touchdowns.
I'll break like 260 if that happens.
Okay, who you got?
I got Chris Hogan.
Ooh.
Oh,
Gordon's gonna be out for a quarter. They might target Hogan a little more. Plus, the past couple weeks, he's had at least 60 yards in both games. 70 last week, 60 the week before that. He might get a touchdown this week. I just think Hogan will have a pretty good week. Plus, it's the Bills, so they're probably just going to score a lot of points on them anyway.
And then just bench everybody.
Exactly.
There it is.
Bananas and peanut butter.
I thought it was cucumber and dill.
And tzatziki.
It's one of my
Little
favorite.
Midwest.
It's one of my favorite sandwiches.
You guys got anything else?
No.
Alright, thank you everybody.
It's over the line!
Over the line. Thank you everybody for listening. Follow us on
Now
Twitter
Pop wants
at
to talk.
Over the Line FFB, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks,
Later.
guys.
Here.